It's 3 o'clock. Welcome to another edition of the Voters Diary. My name is Vivian Kai-Loko. Thank you so much again for joining us for another edition. Now, yesterday or Monday, we started a discussion around regions, the significance of regions and their trends and patterns in deciding the victory of particular parties to do with elections. We are currently in the Bono, the Afo, and the Bono East region looking at the trends. And we're there because the two major political parties over the period have already been there, heavily campaigning in those regions, telling them particular things. So we've looked at that, and we've also started looking at the make of that region. When I come back, we'll conclude on the demarcation of the three regions, and then we'll go into the presidential and parliamentary elections, starting with the 1992 elections, how it panned out for the political parties. Don't go away. I'll be right back. And welcome back to the Voters Diary. Thank you for staying with us. Now, we want you to be part of this conversation, especially if you live in these three regions I'm talking about, Bono, Ahafo, and Bono East. Send us a message. Remember to add the hashtag Voters Diary if you're sending it via Twitter or Facebook. Or better still, you can send us that message on WhatsApp. The numbers are currently on your screen. So I'm going to introduce to you the gentlemen I'll be having today's discussion with. Yesterday, I started the discussion with them. Today, I still want to continue with these two gentlemen. I brought them in because they're well-versed in these three regions, whether it's the numbers, if it has to do with presidential or parliamentary elections, whether it has to do with the campaigns, whether it has to do with the demarcations, which town is where, the history behind these towns and all that. So I thought it's a great idea to bring them. Kojo Boateng, he heads our new media team, and he puts up the Google map and all these interesting things when we're having this discussion. So today, I'm sure he's going to do a lot around that. Kojo,
Vivian,
welcome.
Thank you. Abobe my dean. You know, when you go to the BA, you hear names like Ajenim Boateng. When you go to the Techiman area, you hear Amir Confidence.
So Ajenim Boateng is around the...
Oh, Ajenim Boateng, for my Boateng is from Etuna. It's a town on the Ghana-Cote d'Ivoire border. That was where my grandfather was paramount chief. Okay. So he was Nana Kojo Ajenim Boateng.
I see.
And so my Boateng is from there.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
But you hear all sorts of other names.
Today, the two of you will tell me, you know, all the paternal side, the maternal side, and all those things. You can't come and sit here and not tell us about yours, and you want people to tell you about it. And then I have Kojo Ajiman. He's also here with us, Citi FM and Citi TV. Also, has been covering that region for a while. He's also from the region. Actually, the last two elections, he's been one of our main guys looking at that region. Kojo, welcome.
Good afternoon.
You also have a middle name. Because Kojo there is the day.
Ajiman. The Ajimans, we are from the southern part of the Bono Ahafo region.
Okay, yeah, so every Ajiman from your side is from the south?
Yes,
okay.
From the south. But then the middle belt, the Doma area also name Ajiman.
Okay.
Yeah, so you hear Ajiman, you hear Cherme, all those people are from that side.
Yes.
Okay.
My mom actually is Abena Cherma.
Okay.
Boateng. And my wife's father was Mr. Cherme. And interestingly, my wife's father is from Kojo's hometown, Dema.
It's a family affair.
So in the naming, it had to be a bit political for my son. It has to be Cherme Boateng.
Okay.
So that the Cherme appeases my father-in-law and my mother, and the Boateng is my name.
Your side, okay. So it's a happy home. Everybody has been sorted out. But gentlemen, thank you for making time to join me again, and welcome. So yesterday we started with looking at how these various towns in the three regions really look like, the demarcations and all that. So I think we'll continue from there. Then we look at
yesterday we attempted to give people a view of the region, and people sent us a lot of messages that it wasn't exhaustive. They wanted to see a bit more. So for those who don't know the Bono Ahafo region, which is currently the Ahafo, the Bono, and the Bono East regions, we'll just take you through the regions beginning from the Ashanti region side.
Okay.
Because there are two ways you would enter the Bono Ahafo region. Basically, a lot of the traffic goes through Ashanti region. Either you're going through the Techima Road to Techima or the Sunyani Road. Others go through the northeast, and did I say northeast? They go through western
north, yeah.
I always confuse it for yes.
So
yes, but the bulk of the traffic is through, so we'll go through Ashanti. So let's start by taking you to Bechim, which is a border town between the Ashanti region and the Bono Ahafo region.
Yeah.
So we'll go to Bechim first and show you what Bechim is. Now, if you go to Bechim and you turn left, you are going to take the Tepa Road to Tepa, which will lead you to Goso, with all these towns in the area. Achirinswa is in the area, Hridiem is in the area, Mim is in the area, all the towns. And there's a lot of mining that goes on in the area. So this is the Bechim Township, which has the St. Joseph College of Education, the Bechim Presby Senior High School, and it's quite a very popular town.
The Bechim Government Hospital.
Yes, the Bechim Government Hospital, which also is a very popular hospital. Now, in the town, you can connect from Bechim to Kujajman's village. So I've taken you to the station. This is the Kumasi Sunyani Road.
Yeah.
If you take a right, you are going to Kujajman's village. If you take a left, you are going straight to Duaya Nkwanta. But this road, I think a lot of people did not use it because it wasn't in a good shape.
Yeah, but now
they are working on it.
Yes. They're doing the Bechim Techim Intia Dema road.
Yeah, so this is Bechim, and you can see the big Bono buildings or the Ahafo buildings. Now from Bechim, let me take you to Duaya Nkwanta, which we missed yesterday. Duaya Nkwanta is also a very big town in the Bono area.
It's in the tunnel north. The MP is Frida Prempre, one of the safe seats for the NPP.
And from Duaya Nkwanta as well, you can connect to Kujajiman's village. So today I'm just taking him home straight. So this is when you are entering Duaya Nkwanta. You can see the district police headquarters on your left, and you can see the roads with the nice drains. Now, if you zoom into the center of town, where the station is, so this is the center of the Duaya Nkwanta town,
station.
As you can see. This is the main station and the market.
Yeah, the town has a physiotherapy school.
Yes.
The Duaya Nkwanta St. Mother of God Hospital in there, and the physiotherapy school, a market, as well as they are constructing one cashew or I think palm oil plantation there, but then it's not completed.
So this is Duaya Nkwanta, and this road you are seeing that the mouse is on, the two gentlemen standing on with another person in yellow, is the Techimantia Road. So when you take this road from Duaya Nkwanta, it can take you straight to Techimantia. And then from Techimantia, you can continue to Kujajiman's village. I'll take you to Techimantia. Yes, I'll take you there briefly. But before that, let's go to Abisim. You know, I was saying the other time that Sunyani is almost a metropolitan area because towns like Abisim, Tanoso, Fiapre, Domase, even Chira, they are all joining Sunyani.
Yeah.
So Sunyani is becoming a very big town. So this is the Abisim Township, which is also quite big. Yeah. And right now you can not really differentiate between Abisim and Sunyani because it's one town. It's like saying AMA, right? Accra. And Tesano. It's really the same thing, is it not so? Yes, but they are in different assemblies. So this is the Abisim town with a dual carriage and the nice median.
And government is also trying to construct a bypass from Abisim to the Sunyani Techiman Road.
Yeah.
So when you get to Abisim, you take your right, you use the bypass to join the Sunyani Techiman Road. You wouldn't go through the Sunyani Township. Yeah, it's one thing that is going to.
So a lot of road infrastructure
that
happening
bypass
there.
actually will join the Sunyani Ring Road.
Yeah.
The Sunyani is supposed to have a ring road. So Accra has a ring road, which is not fully connected. Kumasi has a ring road. Sunyani has a ring road. Almost all the regional capitals and urban centers are designed to have ring roads, which distributes traffic. So that road from Abisim will join the ring road, go outside the town and take traffic outside the town, and take you to the Techiman Road. So this is Sunyai, the larger Sunyai, as you can see on the map. And if we zoom in, where do I take you first in Sunyai? Let me take you to...
Now, have you gone to his place?
I'll take you to his place. I'm just taking you through.
Why do you want to see my hometown? It's becoming urban now. In fact, it is urban now.
I'll know he's lying.
Now, this is the iconic cocoa house in Sunyai.
Oh, okay.
If you go to Sunyai, this is about the biggest building then. I don't know whether they've built any building that rivals this.
No, but not that I know of.
Maybe Usbet Hotel with the new structures would rival this.
Hotel.
Yes, but this building for a long time was the tallest, biggest building in Sunyai, the center of commerce actually in Sunyai. So this is the Sunyai
Is it 5 or 6 story?
It's ground floor, first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth, about 6, 7.
Okay.
Yes, so this is the cocoa house. And so that's basically a bit about seeing Sunyai. And then this town is called Chra.
Chra, yes.
Right. And I have history of this town as well. So my grandfather used to live in Atuna, but this is where he used to do business. Because in the olden days, a lot of the merchants and the business people would want to live close to Sunyai and do business and also farm. So this is Chra, which is on the Sunyai Techiman Road. Now this is how the town looks like. So if you look at the BA towns, they've got big buildings, they've got well demarcated streets. Their main roads usually are not that bad because this is a dual carriage within the town, as you can see there in the shot. So this is Chra on the Techiman Road. So maybe I'll take you back to, so now we've seen a bit of the Bono area. We'll go back into the western part of Bono proper, but I'm bringing you down to the Hafu area. Now this place is the Mim Township.
Yesterday,
yes, Mim is known for timber.
Yeah.
Now it's also known for cashew, and it's a center of commerce because a lot of activity used to happen there. It still does happen there anyway. So this is the Mim Township.
Let's look at the famous
now, if we zoom in, you see how well arranged the town is. The grid system. They've got senior high schools. They've got their Yum Park. They've got a lot of things. Now let me take you to the town again and show you another part of the town. See how the buildings are big compound houses, which can accommodate at least 3, 4, 5 families. And these buildings
that's what they call the fichesia.
Yes.
So every
we call it the
yes.
So that every family has a, let's say, an apartment in there. So in the evenings you find mothers cooking at the center of the building. So like everybody sees what you do there.
Yes. And these homes usually would have their toilet and baths. And the rooms on the outside that face the streets, usually they'll do a little bit of an extension and do trading, a shop to sell food or to sell items.
So they're very enterprising people, like the Ashanti.
Yes, the Bono people enterprising and also organized. If you go to their main towns, there's a sense of organization in the towns, right? So if you're a politician and you're going to the Bono area, you should know the messages you are going to send across in the different areas. If you are going to the agric areas, you need to address their issues. If you are going to the towns, for example, if you go to Sunyai right now and you go and talk hardcore agric, they may look at you and say, you're not serious. Because they have need for their roads to be done. Sunyai is expanding housing and related matters. So those are some of the things that inform the conversations when you enter some of those places. So this is MIM, and this is the MIM cashew processing plant.
Oh, I
see. That's a huge facility.
And when was this put up?
This has been there for some time, at least to the best of my knowledge. This has been there for about roughly 10 years.
10 years,
yes, to the best of my knowledge. So this is the MIM cashew. And you see, when you move from the town, you see where the town is? You see forest all around and farms. They do a lot of cash crops. And then this is the MIM Cashew Products Limited, embedded somewhere in the forest.
So the population, I mean, you see some of them it looks pretty small.
Yes, but for these areas, for the MIM, Goso, Shidim, those areas, they're a bit urbanized. So you see a lot of people. As we go to the hinterland east, getting close to the, what do you call it, the Afram Plains, then you realize that there are small villages, underdeveloped, a lot of land sparsely, widely, like they are spread out. The villages are spread out in the vegetation. So let's move from MIM Cashew and take you to this place. This is the Newmont Ahafo mine. You know, Newmont has mines in different places. This is one of their most productive mines.
This is the famous Ahafo mine.
Yes, this is the Newmont Ahafo mine. So you see the various structures. If I can zoom in, you see the various structures. So when you come to these places, you see, so this is where they have their housing, okay, for staff.
Yeah.
And then as you go to these areas, you see the processing areas. This is a tailings dump. Now the tailings dump is when they process the whole gold and everything, the waste, they call it tailings. They dump it in an excavated area, and then they will fill it gradually with time and plant on it to reclaim the land. This is some of the things that the big mining companies do that the small galamsey operators don't do, which usually results in issues that come up when we talk about mining. So the big mining companies do a lot of these tailing dumps. They have their issues with environmental sustainability and related matters, but the truth also is that they also invest in some of these things. So from Newmont, we come to Achirinsua. Achirinsua is very popular.
Great Achirinsua.
Yes. There's a minister who is from Achirinsua. What's his name? He was a national security. Is it Kandapa? Is he from Achirinsua? There's one of the popular ministers who is from that area. So Achirinsua is a very popular town in those areas, and they have the Achirinsua Secondary School. Now from Achirinsua, I'll take you to Goso, which is the regional capital for the Ahafo region. As you can see as well, the town is there, and all around the town is vegetation and forest, farms and related matters. So if you try to get deeper into the region, you go to Tepa, which is also quite a very popular town. Now this is the Tepa township. This is the center of town. And as you can see, a lot of activities go on. The market women sell their stuff. There are shops all over, and that's the Tepa roundabout. So this is also to give you a bit of the Ahafo area. You can see the policeman trying to cross the road.
To add to that, the way houses there are structured, in fact, in the 2019 district league table, BA had 0.3% for open defecation. It should tell you.
The thing about you people talking about having toilets and
in every home.
But you notice that as you move up,
it's a different story.
If you move up and eastwards, it's a different story. For example, after Kintampo, if you remember when we were going on the heritage caravan, realize that the small villages kept their wastes, that's their rubbish outside, and the wind will blow and it scatters all over the place. In fact, when you are entering Buipe, which is John Jinapo's constituency, the first thing that meets you is Bola. You understand?
So, and I was like, what's going on?
So as you move north and eastern, you see those things change. As you come south and westwards in the BA, you see differences. So the south-westward part of the BA is more urbanized. If you go to the Bono East, you take Techiman, you take Kintampo, you take Nkranza, and a few other towns, realize that the other towns there are not as big. So that's really the difference. So, this was Goso, the Goso township, the market area. And as you can see, I told you about the houses. So you see the exterior of the houses close to the roads, converted to shops, people selling. So that's how the houses pan out, and that's how they use their infrastructure. So that is a bit of Goso. So from Goso, let me take you to Brekum. This is the Brekum township.
One of the richest areas in the Ahafo region. So you find timber merchants there, you find cocoa merchants, and let me say that's one of the hub of sending people outside, So the uncle,
Bogaland.
Yes, the uncle will just travel, come for the nephew or the niece, and then when you get there, you also have to bring someone along. So when you go there,
Brekum is home to Brekum Arsenal, right?
Brekum Arsenal. Yes.
Arsenal has bought Thomas Partey. So this is Brekum. As you can see, it's quite a big town compared to the others, and towns like Nsuatre and Jinijini and Mpatapo, they are all close to Brekum, so quite a big town. And if I zoom in for you to see the structure of the houses, same types of houses, a good grade, well-organized spaces.
Very organized.
Yes, well-organized spaces. So
and
huge houses. Yes. Now, if you compare this to what we are experiencing in parts of Accra, and even in Accra, if you go to the very old Accra areas, like Adabraka, you see they built big houses that could accommodate a lot of people. But these days, construction is more for the nuclear family, not for the extended family. So it's causing the need for more housing units. But in the olden days, a big man would
well,
build a
they
huge.
can get 2 plus, 3 plus, now 1 plus,
Yes.
half plot.
It's
That's what you
expensive.
get.
Yeah, so that is Brooklyn. So from Brooklyn, let me. So that's also still Brooklyn. Yes,
Yeah.
Beautiful town, really.
Very.
Beautiful town. So from Brooklyn, let me take you to Drobo.
Drobo.
So this is Drobo, one of the towns to the east, closer to the Ghana, to the west, closer to the Ghana
Ivory Coast border.
Yeah. Drobo is also quite a popular town. They have the Drobo Senior High School and other places. So that is Drobo. Now I'll just take you to the next town, Sekwa. Sekwa is also very popular in the BA. One of the hubs for agric and also commerce as well.
Yeah.
So this is Sekwa. Which popular politician is from Sekwa? I'm surprised all the names are just.
But
Sekwa is
let me
quite
find
popular.
out. Yeah.
Sekwa is also quite popular.
Sekwa.
And from Sekwa, we go to Nsoko. Nsoko is the hometown of Kwame Jan of the NCA.
Yeah.
Kwame Jan of Airtel. He used to work at Citi. Yeah, so this is Nsoko. Now, this structure you see here is one of the, where the mouse is one of the structures we petitioned the president on. Is the Nsoko Government Hospital. That's one of the structures. This structure you see here is one of the structures listed in our petition to the president. If I zoom in, you see how big the structure is.
Yeah.
See? With a lot of facilities for the people. And I must say that as you get into the regions, deeper into the regions, your experience with the satellite imagery starts reducing because
of
there are a lot of the places where internet is not good. So if you're even mapping, and you take your,
you remember when
you
we
go
get
and do
to
your live mapping. I didn't know.
When we go to Longro, on the Heritage Caravan, when we go to Longro, around the Bui area, we were just cut off.
Yes.
So it was difficult to send package back to the newsroom. It's very difficult there.
So that is Nsoko. From Nsoko, let me try to move to the next few places for us to experience the Bruno Ahafo area. I'm taking you to Sampa.
Sampa?
Yes. Now this is the Sampa
Cashew town.
It's a cashew town, as Kojo is saying. If I zoom out, you see this line. This is the Ghana-Cote d'Ivoire border. This road connects Sampa to Soko.
Yeah.
And the people from Soko and Sampa, they can just walk or take motorbikes and come and do their business and move on.
In fact, that in 2016, I remember the election was put on hold there because it became a major issue for both parties that we have residents who live in German North who would cross, go and farm and come back in the evening. So why are you not allowing them to come and vote? At the time, they had to close the border. They told them that, no, wait, when it's after 5 p.m., you cross. They really didn't understand.
There's another town called Atuna, which is also a border town. Yeah. That's where my grandfather was paramount chief. Now you go to school in Atuna, then you cross the border to go to church or go to the hospital.
Similar to what we see in the Volta.
In fact, it's similar to all border towns.
Communities,
Yes, and in 2020s, we should look at the border towns and the developments.
But over the period during the registration where the Volta, we had a lot of issues around the border matter. We didn't really hear anything from this side about, you know, because if Kojo is saying you can go and bath here, go and eat there, then, you know, really integrated in terms of, you know, the community.
It's only Banda around the Longoro area where we share a border with the Ivory Coast. That's where we had a little bit of a problem when the NDC was alleging that some people were preventing them from busing people. Yes, so, but I mean, we should look out for these border towns because there's going to be a lot of developments there if we don't take it. Like what happened in German North in 2016. We should look out.
So this is Sampa. I'll take you to Domahimkro, which is one of the champion towns in the BA. You cannot mention the Bono people without mentioning Domahimkro.
Nana Ajmanbedu.
Yes, it's quite a big town.
Adiana Stars, that's home to Adiana Stars. Yeah,
it's quite a big town, as you can see. If I zoom in, you see the trend, the housing thing we mentioned. You see a similar trend. You see the grid, you see the streets the way they are, and so this is the famous Domahimkro Township. Quite big, quite nice. And one of these days you should go there and experience the life.
You guys should take
You can go and eat yam fufu.
Yes.
Very hard.
It lands,
Now, from the Mahinkro, where do we go next? Let's go to the Blackwater area, New Longro, which Kojo mentioned earlier.
Yes.
So that's the Blackwater. That's the border between Savannah and the Bono region. Big river. So this Blackwater flows all the way to join the Volta Lake.
Yeah.
There is also the Red Volta and then the White Volta. The Red Volta primarily is on the eastern side of Ghana.
Yeah.
The Black Volta is on the western side of Ghana, and the White Volta
is in the
let's
center.
say the central part of Ghana.
Yeah.
So
You've not shown us Doma Hinkro.
I showed you Doma Hinkro.
Then Ralph.
I can let me go
Ralph
back.
says if you don't show Doma Hinkro, we shouldn't end the show.
Please show Doma.
Please show Doma.
This is Doma Hinkro.
Yeah.
This is Doma Hinkro, really. This is Doma Hinkro. So Ralph, I'm zooming into.
Maybe you should go to the station and.
This is the Ajimambodu Stadium for Aduana Stars, the Mahinkro. So that's it.
Okay.
Very well organized town.
Yeah.
They have their own stadium, which is led by the chief, who is the main guy or the main man.
And Doma is also popular for the poultry industry.
Yes.
You have
a lot of the very big poultry farms.
Mechanized ones. Yeah.
It's possible that if you eat, say, 100 eggs in a year, of the bunch that is locally produced, at least 20% of that will be from the Doma area. We are seeing a lot of poultry farms around the Greater Accra and Eastern Region, Ashanti, but Doma is a hub for poultry. So if you go there and you don't tell them anything related to poultry, and if you don't show them action, they may vote against you.
In terms of their farm inputs, and then a poultry feed, and then also poultry drugs for
what they're actually saying now is that if they are producing more, the government of Ghana must prevent the import of poultry products. Because the last time the Poultry Farmers Association in Ghana released a statement and spoke about their plight was in June, and they said they had about 500,000 crates of eggs, which may go bad if the government doesn't help them. So usually when we talk about the regions and their economies and farming and production, one of the things is that if we are producing locally, then you should have a way of consuming locally and preventing or reducing imports. If you let the import cabal still have their way, if we continue to reduce levies and port duties to make it easier for people to import, it makes it more difficult for people here to sell. Because if you go to America, if you go to Canada, if you go to Australia, if you go to Netherlands, the government is giving subsidies to farmers. Farmers are being supported to produce more, to feed their local industry, to export.
I think by now there should be some sort of chicken meat processing factory in the Bono region, especially the Doma area, to sort of provide ready market for poultry farmers there. But the situation has been the same over the years.
So from the Doma area, we've come to, this is Buipi, the Buipi Bridge, Black Volta separating Northern region and the Bono region. So if I zoom out, this time you'd see that these areas are sparsely populated. You don't see a lot of towns around these areas, right? So this is Doma. So the northern southern divide. We are coming down to the north, the Bono East. Now this is Kintampo.
Okay, so you're always with Kintampo. I have to take a quick break. When I come, then we'll go into Kintampo and other towns that you're showing. But it's interesting. Poultry, cashew, enterprising, cocoa. I mean, wonderful region. Timber.
Mining. Because if you go to Ahafo, the Newmont area, the people will tell you that they want more mining related development.
Okay, so we'll be right back and look at that. Don't go away.
Grandma really knows how to take care of her family. Now, it's my turn. And like her, I only want the freshest food. I'm glad there's Samsung Twin Cooling Refrigerator, which retains 70% humidity, extending freshness up to 2 times longer. And with extended freshness, I can extend my care for my family.
So thank you very much for staying with us. This is the Vulture's Diary. My name is Vivian Kailoko. I'm here with Kojo Ajiman and Kojo Boateng. We're looking at the three regions that initially were within the Bono Ahafo region. So Bono, Ahafo, and Bono East. And we're looking at the various towns around that. Kojo, we're going to Kintampo. But yes, please, you are skipping some places and you are causing problems for me. Somebody is saying Wenchi. They've not seen Wenchi.
Oh.
They've not seen Techiman.
Oh, we'll go to Techiman.
And all those places.
Don't worry.
And then even Mr. Derma.
Don't worry.
We've not been there. So
we'll go to Wenchi. We'll go to Techiman. We went up to show you Longoro, and then we went to the Buipe area.
Okay.
And now we've dropped to Kintampo. So let's check out Kintampo. So this is the Kintampo township. As you can see, Vivian.
Okay.
Quite a big town, and all around Kintampo you see small towns. So the northernmost town, if you are in the Bono Ahafo region or Bono East and you're going up north, which is a very big urban center, is Kintampo. After Kintampo you just see small towns, including Dawa and related towns. So if I zoom into Kintampo, oh, there's a town called Dawa.
Yes, Dawa
number one, Dawa number two.
From Kintampo to Buipe area.
Okay, so the Buipe connection.
Yes.
Dawa number one, Dawa number two. So this is actually the Kintampo township. You also you still see the trends of the buildings,
the
right?
grade lines,
and you see the grids and everything. So this is Kintampo. From Kintampo, we go to
Techiman.
The Falls rest stop. Yes.
Okay.
Where we go and eat. This is the rest stop on your way to what do you call it? The Kintampo Falls. This is the Falls rest stop.
Yeah.
Then from there we'll come down a bit to Techiman.
Yeah, Techiman.
Okay, let's see the Boabin Fiema Monkey Sanctuary.
Then we'll go to Techiman.
Yes, so this is the town that hosts the Boabin Fiema Monkey Sanctuary. We've been there before.
Yeah.
This is how the town looks like. Basically, it's a small town.
Yeah,
it's a small town.
Sakura community.
No proper roads. They live with the monkeys.
Okay.
The monkeys come home to eat.
Oh, really?
When the monkeys die, they bury them like human beings.
Like human beings.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
And there's a graveyard for the
them.
monkeys.
For the monkeys.
They believe there is a relation, and you don't kill the monkeys. Yes, so that's the Boabin Fiema. But unfortunately, what is happening these days is that some illegal people have entered the forest and they are logging and they are cutting trees. And if we don't nip this in the bud, they will deprive the monkeys of their unique habitats. And they will deprive Ghana of that particular biodiversity area. So it's key that we pay attention to it. So that's the Boabin Fiema Monkey Sanctuary. It's quite a small town. You see the thick forest around.
Very
you see
thick forest.
Yes.
Wow.
But people are entering this forest, cutting all
and
sorts
this
of...
population, it looks like very small.
Very small. Like I said, you leave Bono East, Techiman, Nkransa, Busunya,
Doma area.
You come
These
to
are
Kintampo,
the big towns.
Then the rest of
but
the
these
towns,
ones are just small towns. There's a link road from Fiema to Nkransa. Remember,
yes, there's a link
in 2017 we used that road.
Yes, there's a link road. Now, this is Techiman, those who are asking to see Techiman. This is the big urban Techiman.
And they want to see the market as well.
Yes. In fact, one of the candidates is promising to build the miniature of the Accra Mall in Techiman.
Okay.
That's,
so
John Mahama, he's going to promise that.
It's not Accra Mall, it's the Kumasi Central Market. They are going to build some across the country. So this is Techiman. You see, Vivian, if you look at this area, you see the big brown area. It shows you how spread out Techiman is. It's quite a big town, right? Now, Techiman, Tuabodom, Tanoboase, a very important town, Kranka, then this is Bonsu if on your way to Nkranza.
Nkranza, yeah.
Now, if I zoom into the town, you see how huge it is. So this is the Techiman Township. Now, this road here goes to, what do you call it? Kintampo. And then the other road goes to Wa. Yeah. Somebody wanted to see the market.
Techiman market.
Let me try and zoom into the market.
Whilst you're doing that, from...
The market is here. This is the Techiman market. This is the Techiman market. Very big area. It spreads from the main road. So there's a fuel station here, and then there's the main lorry park. And this whole area, as you can see, this whole area spreads all the way down to here.
It's the biggest.
Yes,
it's the biggest.
Oh, you told me yesterday it was the biggest
Yes,
market
yes,
in Ghana. So
yes.
what kind of the food bags, the food stuff? That's what you find.
Every food stuff you want to get, onion, vegetables, crop, everything, and then animals as well.
Okay.
So the
People
Techiman
from
market
Niger,
is huge.
Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast come there to trade.
The Techiman market is huge, but it's a bit debatable when it comes to the size, right? Now, if you look at the commercial areas of the various big cities, for example, if you take the Kumasi CBD area and you define it as a market, you are adding Edum to railways, to Roman Hill,
Asafo.
to, let's even leave Asafo, let's say Asafo is a bit, to Pampaso, to KJTR, you add a bit of race course, Dr. Mensa, and you put all those together, it's way bigger than this.
Okay.
If you come to Accra and you are adding the Makola to do all those species together and you spread it out, it may be bigger. But if you look at the indigenous markets, so-called indigenous market, trading in foodstuff and everything, you may say that this is about one of the most defined when it comes to a focused market for foodstuff. And if you go there on a market day, you can get a basket of tomatoes for about 20 Ghana cedis, 30 Ghana cedis.
A basket?
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So that is the Techiman Township.
Okay,
quite big.
Are you done with Techiman though?
I'm done with Techiman.
Okay, please,
we'll go to
or you want to go somewhere?
Yes, I'm showing you the town. So everybody will see their towns.
You are not the one who's doing that. You are not the one who's doing.
Okay, so this is Busunya. Busunya is also in the Nkranza North.
Okay.
There was a road which was supposed to be connected from here to Jema through the Boabin area, which they said they had done, which became an issue of contest. So this is Busunya, and now this is in Nkranza, where I'm from.
Open it up, let's see your place well. Can you show us Mommy's street?
I can show you my farm.
Your farm.
You want that detail?
I mean, we want to see the places, the towns.
So this is the Nkranza town, right? Now, on your way up to Busunya, you come to this town called Aseche, right? This is Aseche. On your right is Krukese, and on the left is Aseche. So the road separates them, but they are one people. Krukese has his chief, Aseche has his chief. I have a house somewhere around here. For security purposes. Now, this is where my cashew is, this area.
Okay.
This area is where the cashew is, this whole area. And as you can see, it's a vast land with a river running through. So this place is a valley with a river.
A tunnel.
And then there are a lot of farms here. So this is Nkranza. So Vivian, you wanted to see, I've shown you. Yes. Now from Nkranza, we go to Nkwabing, which is getting closer to
Sunyani?
No, it's getting closer to...
Okay, there's Nkwabing in Sunyani.
Yes, there's Nkwabing in Sunyani, but this is the Nkwabing town. This is getting closer to Dema. Because from Nkwabing, you can get to Dema. From Nkwabing, you can get to Dema. There's a road that can connect. So this is Nkwabing, right?
Yeah.
And then, so basically, this gives you... Let me show you a few of the other towns, and then we can look at the figures.
But we have to go to...
I'm going to Atebubu side. We'll come to Wenchi. Don't worry.
No, his place.
Yeah, we'll come
the
there.
Road.
Now, this is this is Atebubu, and this time we are getting closer to the Afram Plains area. So Atebubu Township, you see Vivian, see Atebubu, see Kokofu, see Kwame Danso, see Pran, see the spaces between the towns and the small settlements in between. And if you can see them out very well, there are a lot of river bodies because that's the water basin.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of water in the area. If you have to invest in irrigation, people can actually, the Sene River is there, water feeds the area. there are different rivers that feed the area. So this is the Atebubu Township. So if I zoom in, you see the big old Atebubu Township with the government hospital. It's quite brown because aside their main road, the other town roads are not done. It's not like the other towns that have street roads constructed and everything. So from Atebubu, we go to Yeji. And as you can see, Yeji rests comfortably on the banks of the Volta River. If you cross Yeji right now, the river, you get into the Salaga area. Look at Salaga. Salaga is up there, so you can cross and go into the northern region. So this is Yeji. This is Yeji. Let me zoom in a bit into Yeji. So this is the Yeji Township. Also quite a big commercial area for agri-proof of fish farming. But you see, as you get into these areas, the houses are a bit spaced out. Development is which is also one of the towns. As you can see, it's also a big town, but not as big as those towns in the western parts of the Bunahaf region or in the Bono region itself. So this is Prang. And then from Prang, we'll go to Kwame Danso. So we say Atebubu Amantin, we say Kwame Danso. Kwame Danso is also quite a popular town. Yeah. It's big. It's an agric hub. A lot of things happen in this particular town. And as you can see, aside their main road as well, the inner town roads are not tarred. So this is the main road with a blue marker on it. So it's tarred in an okay shape, but the inner town roads are not tarred. So that's also an issue that the people may want addressed for them. So from Atebubu, Prang, Yeji, you go to Amantin, which is the other town whose name joins Atebubu to become Atebubu Amantin constituency. So this is the town. You see how big the area is, and you see all these brown patches you see, they're actually land cleared for farming. Okay, so you see them doing maize, you see them doing some yam, you see them doing other things. A
little bit of rice too.
Yes, a little bit of rice. So this is the Amantin town. This one, to aside their main road, the inner town roads are not done. The inner town roads are not done. And as you get into these areas, you see that the forest cover reduces. When we're in the Goso and Mim area, you saw a lot of forest. When we got to the Fiema area, I saw a lot of forest. Kintampo upwards, the forest was reducing because you're in the transition zone going to the Savannah region, right? Now somebody wanted to see Wenchi, right? So let me take you to Wenchi now before anybody comes to the studio. So this is Wenchi, the very popular Wenchi. See how big Wenchi is. Now, all this area from where the mounds is, all the way up, there are small villages that have now joined Wenchi and become a part of the town. So if you zoom in, you see a huge town, the center of Wenchi. This is the center of Wenchi.
Wenchi too is big.
Yes, this is the center of Wenchi. See the center, that's the Jubilee Park for Wenchi.
Okay.
Yes, this is their, what do you call it? The runabout.
The runabout.
So if you want to see the runabout, I could just take you there briefly for you to check out the town.
Oh,
yes,
nice.
This is the Wenchi Township. This is the roundabout. You can do a walk through the town and see how. So this is Wenchi, really. Very big town. Yeah. And you're seeing the tricycles and the motorbikes. And have you noticed that in a lot of these towns, the big towns, the roads are dual carriage. They have a nice median. They've got street lights installed. As to whether they work, that's also another thing. But they are a bit organized than when you go to the eastern side. Now, let's go to Kojajiman's Dema before we wrap up. Now, Dema is here. I'm trying to zoom in. The town doesn't want to allow me to. Yes, so Doya Nkwanta, Jumo, Techimentia, Dema. That's the constituency of Hanabisi.
Hanabisi, yeah.
Yes.
Now, Ochre.
Yes. Now, if you are driving from Techimentia to Dema, you're actually going to drive in front of Hanabisi's house.
Okay,
The house is right by the road.
Can you pull that?
The place doesn't have good reception, so it's not been properly mapped out.
Okay.
We can give you the satellite image, but we can't give you the 3D of that particular area. And this area is quite hilly too. So it also affects them when it comes to road construction and public services. Because sometimes if you are moving from, say, Jaya and Kwanta, you descend the hill, then you climb. There are streams and water bodies. And whenever I get into the valleys, the roads are terrible. So sometimes when it rains, people are unable to move from one town to the other. So it's also a problem that needs to be dealt with. But it's a very key area for vegetables. Tomatoes, garden eggs,
pepper.
Yes, pepper.
And so he's been going and comes to his
Dema actually joins, Dema actually connects to the Ashanti region at Esuoso. Yes, so this is Dema.
Can you zoom in for us?
This is Dema. Now, this building is the E block, where the mouse is, the Dema E block. I'm zooming into it. That's the Dema E block. That's the Dema E block. Now, the Dema cemetery is also around here.
Oh, could you?
Yes. It's also around. It's close to the E block, and then you can drive from Dema to hit the main Techiman to Ashanti Region Road at Esuoso. Then you can come down to Abofor, come down to Ofenso, then you go down into Ashanti Region. So this is just a walkthrough of the
Senate West, Senate East. Somebody is saying why aren't you?
Somebody wants us to go to the Senate area.
But we just came from a table mountain area.
You mentioned.
Okay, I can take you to Senate, the Senate area. Here we are. Here we are. We are in the area. This is the Senate area. Okay, and this is the Senate River. This is the river from where the Senate West and the Senate East gets its name. So basically, that's the Senate area.
So it's a nice. I mean, I like where the forest area is, the thick tickets and all that, and the food basket thing keeps blowing my mind, and all the so a very rich area in terms of what we've been blessed with as a people.
Yes, cultural diversity, because there are lots of people from the north and so from north and also Upper Volta who work there. There is inclusion. If you've been to the BA, you realize that the indigenous people and the settlers have a good relationship. There is inclusion. There is respect. They are very enterprising. The merchants, the main urban areas, the big towns, they do a lot of business, including agribusiness. Now, the farmers, in fact, BA has produced a lot of national best farmers.
Yes.
I remember recently James Boateng from Nkransa. So they've also produced a lot of national best farmers. They've produced a lot of key politicians and who have been instrumental in all the parties. The GH Menses,
J. Dako.
Yes.
And then we also
Champon, General Mosquito for the NDC.
Johnson Ketia.
Yes. Johnson
Felix Ketia.
Lots of people have come from the area.
People from that area.
So it's a region with a mind of its own. As we go along, if we show you how they've voted over the years.
So I think it's time for us to.
So BA is one of the swing regions. In '96, they went for the NDC, and then in the 2000 election, they went for the NPP. So
96.
2000
NPP. Okay.
In fact, let me show you from 1992 on the map.
Okay.
So this is the 1992 Ghana voting trends. As you can see, aside the Ashanti region, which was won by the NPP, all the other regions were won by the NDC, including BA.
Yeah.
So NDC won BA, they won.
Actually, 92, Rawlings won that. We polled 61.9% in that region.
Yes.
Which is quite high.
Which is high. Now you come to 1996, right? NDC wins again, right?
Yes.
They won all the regions, including BA. They didn't win Ashanti region. Then fast forward, the year 2000, NPP wins the elections. They win BA, Ashanti, Eastern, Greater Accra, Central, and then Western. You see, MPP won, BA voted
as
for
well,
MPP. Now, you come to, that's the 2000 first round.
Yeah.
You come to the runoff, BA still voted for NPP. And so NPP won the elections. Now you go to the year 2004, NPP won again. So BA voted for the NPP. So BA champion, 2004 too, they voted for the NPP.
2012.
Then you come to 2008. 2008, NPP won. No, 2008, NPP won the BA in the first
NPP
round.
won in the first round.
In the first round.
Yes.
Then
in the second round,
you come to the second round. See what happens. NDC wins the BA.
Yeah. So at the time, the NDC had conquered majority of the seats in the region. So automatically, people there will go for the presidential candidate of the NDC at the time.
Yeah. So even though the first round NPP won, the deciding vote, which was a runoff, which confirmed NDC won that. So each year a political party wins the elections. They win with the Bono Ahafo region. If the Bono Ahafo region doesn't vote for you, you don't win.
Likely to lose. 2012,
the same thing happened. Bono Ahafo voted for NDC. NDC won. 2016, Bono Ahafo changed his mind to NPP. So NPP won the general elections. That's why we say it's a deciding region when it comes to the vote trends. But now that it's been broken down into Ahafo, Bono, and Bono East, you realize that Bono East, if you disaggregate the numbers, Bono East usually goes for the NDC. Then Bono and Ahafo usually goes for NPP. If you look at the spread of the constituencies and where.
But in the 2016 election, the NPP was able to take a seat from the Bono East area, Tebubu Amanteng. That is very surprising for me because they've always stuck with the NDC. That's obviously because of Sanja Nanja's issue with the traditional leaders there. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So
that's the Bono Ahafo and the Bono East regions, giving you a complete overview of the regions, how the towns are, the economic activities, infrastructure, and how they voted since 1992 for the presidential elections.
Okay, so we can zoom in now into the elections, starting with 1992, after following the general overview, and look at the figures in terms of presidential, and then we have just 3 minutes. And then
so let me quickly, we can't do all the constituencies in the region.
So
in 1992, former President Jerry John Rawlings polled 61.9, and then Albert Eduboahing polled 29.54. Remember, the NPP generally boycotted the election on the parliamentary side, but presidential it contested. So that's the difference there. The difference is about 38% there. If you move to the year 1996, let me quickly go to 96. 96, for the Bono Ahafo region, they stuck with the NDC. Former President Rawlings had 61.73%, while John Agyekum Kufuor, a new entrant, had 35.98%. If you do the calculation, he had a little bit over 11% than what Eduboahing had in 1992. His wife is from Dumase in the Sunyani East.
Is that what?
Yes, in fact, Sunyani East is one of the traditional seats of the NPP
in the voting for the NPP.
That's where GH Mensa comes from. So it's like they support the UP tradition, yes, since it was formed. If you come to 2000, 2000, they ditched the NDC and decided to go for John Agyekum Kufuor. John Agyekum Kufuor in the 2000 election polled 48.40. He moved from 35 to 48.40, and John Evans Atta Mills, former vice president of blessed memory, he was also a first entrant. No, that was the second. His first time. His first time. He pulled 44.8%.
His last was
yes.
19.
The margin wasn't too huge, like 6%. Yes. You come to 2004. 2004, in terms of presidential, they also decided to stick with the NPP once again. So
2004, NPP won the BA.
Won the BA with Akufo-Addo, taking over from John Ejekum Kufuor, 49%. And then John Evans Atta Mills, 47%. If you look at the gains...
2004, Akufo-Addo hadn't taken over from...
No, that's 2008. I'm talking about 2008.
Yes.
So 2008, Akufo-Addo went in 49.32%. John Evans Atta Mills, 47.76%. Let me quickly go to 2012.
So before you get that, if you look at the voter turnout, in 92 it was 46%, in 96 72%, in the year 2000 it increased again. The voter turnout increased. I'm trying to pull all the data is here. Then 2004 turnout increased to 83%. So it's been increasing in the Bono region. It's been increasing gradually in the Bono region. So they become very political and politically active. 2008 it dropped, and then 2012 it came up again. So it's a region that also decides, well, this year we may want to vote. This year we will not vote as much. There are so many things that happens in the regions, and there are some very interesting constituencies that vote just for one political party. They voted for specific parties.
Oh, well, the period.
And there are some other political constituencies, yes. And there are some other constituencies that will throw you off when they deem fit. This year they will vote for you, the next electoral cycle they'll throw you away. So they are quite a bit.
So they are judging you based on what you've
yes,
done.
so there are some swing constituencies in the BA, which really usually puts the politicians on edge, because you never know what they are going to do for you this year, whether they are going to vote for you or not.
So let's wrap up with the 2012 presidential. John Dramani Mahama took over from Evans Atta Mills. He gained 51.49%, and then Nana Akufo-Addo 47.33%. That's how it played out. And some of the key influences were John Mahama's wife coming from the area. In fact, Kufuor's wife from BA, John Mahama's wife from BA as well, in Kransa area. So that's how it panned out in 2012.
Okay. Guys, we have to wrap up here. Tomorrow we'll go into detail into the presidential elections, the various constituencies, the various areas, based on what they were swinging or staying or whatever. And then if we have time, we start with the constituencies proper. But thank you so much for joining us. Kojo Boateng, he heads our new media team here at Citi FM and Citi TV. And Kojo Ajiman is also part of the news team here at Citi FM and Citi TV. My name is Vivian Kai Loco. Thank you for joining us. We return tomorrow at 3 o'clock, but you can catch the repeat at 10 p.m. Goodbye.